So welcome again to Tom0AD Live. We're just waiting for some players to connect in this particularly exciting 8-way nomad game. I believe it's a nomad game. Let's just check. Okay, if we go over here, we can see it absolutely is a nomad game. So we've got the red player, whoever that is. Let's have a look. Master Coach. He's not rated here, but he's actually he's a very good player. And he's got a nice location with some bushes nearby, so I think he can probably put his civic centre down right about here, because there's some berry trees there which will be particularly useful to get early food, which he'll be very happy with, or should be very happy with. So they're just seeing, so Asclepios, yep, okay, there you go. So let's see, I'm very confident. Oh, it looks like it's also a regicide game, which will be interesting. So he's actually leaving, strangely, his these berries behind and running off elsewhere. Although there's berries, it looks like berries over here as well, so that's not too bad. Next we've got the purple. The purple player is Cornelius. He's, I would imagine, a very good player because he's got a very high rating, but I've not noticed him before. Is it Cornelius or Camelius? Camelius. Okay, so he's just in the north. Then we've got Joffersloft, who's over around this part. They're all wandering around, and the map itself is quite useful. It's got a lot of berry trees in there, which is helpful. Got the green player, who is Snellius, who is also a good player. He's around these, he's around in the east. Then the blue player is Mac Wolf. He's around here. His hero is Viriato. So he's the Iberians. So good for him. Yeah, he starts with swordsman, which is decent. Annoyingly, they're just pausing it for no reason. This person's got probably the best hero because they've got a hero with 2,000 health. So yeah, it's one of the things. They're all off searching the map, but that's the yellow player for prey, decent player as well, or FPRE. I don't know why I decided he's called for prey. And Boudica has got the what do you call it? The chariot hero, which is Ashoka. He's what they got. So these guys are Morians. They've got the elephant, which is really helpful. So that will actually help them to build their civic centre more quickly. And that's all of them. That's all the players. So Master Coach decided to build his civic centre right at the back. I find that an interesting decision. I'd have thought building it a bit closer to these trees, particularly these guys, like to have berries right around and trees right on the doorstep is superb, but he's decided that the best thing he can do is actually go for after the hunting things. So interesting. It's a strange decision actually, just to say he's doing hunting now, but he's not actually going to have anywhere that he can put his food once he's got it, because it's not going to take him 1 minute 42 seconds to get that food. Okay, we've got another one going up here. We've got these are like the Romans. Just check, they are indeed the Romans, and this is the Camelius. So he has managed to get a nice spot. He's got some stone nearby, but what he's doing is moving, which is quite smart. He's attacking the camels. They're not camels. The deer, and moving them a bit closer to the base, which is very, very good. Then around here, wait a minute, there's definitely someone over this side, and where are they? Over here. So the orange player, Joffersloft, has built right next to these berries, which is an excellent location. He's got his hero. This is very, very smart play. His hero is killing all of the deer and just leaving them right by the base. They can be picked up immediately. I don't know if there's a ceasefire in action, so let's have a look from Joffersloft's perspective. That's Snellius, wrong one. It does say there's a ceasefire of 5 minutes. Oh no, it's a 6-minute ceasefire, which will give them plenty of time to build the civic centres and everything. So that's good. There's a load of horses running around here. They're not able to get near each other, and we've got the Gauls with Snellius as the Gauls, and he has got his civic centre built already. So I mean, it is definitely an advantage to have a civic centre that takes less time to build, because anyone who is the Iberians, if we can find some Iberians, are these guys Iberian? No, they're Mauryaans as well. Oh no, they're not. That elephant is not. These guys look like civilisations. They are indeed. So were these? Oh, well, these guys were also were Iberians, but they're actually doing really well. So he's got his he built his base right by a berry tree, which is good. But what it does mean is that he doesn't have he's not so close to the wood. That could have been built a little bit closer, I have to say. But that's that. So let's go and just have a look at this from Mac Wolf's perspective. Yeah, he's got a pretty decent start. He's building a load of women. He's got food, and he's not got a lot of wood at this stage. So he's having to chop down trees and then walk back a distance, which isn't ideal. So as soon as he can, he should try and pull these men away from here, and then get a whatever they call it, a storehouse built just over there. And that looks like exactly what he's doing, apart from the fact it's not. What he's actually doing is building a house, which would allow him to increase the number of people that he can get going. So he's decided he's going to spend, yeah, which makes sense actually. He's spending his wood on houses. If we go to Snellius, who's here, he's already got a house. His population's coming along quite nicely. He's on 22. If we look at everyone's population together, we can see that he's actually, well, Camelius and Mac Wolf are doing the best. So let's just check. Mac Wolf, where are you? Oh, you're here. And that's the guy that we just looked at. So well done him. And Camelius is up here in the top left. He's the one, he's playing as the Romans, and he's got a really great location. He's got his houses built. Like, this is a great spot to build the civic centre. Look at this, 2 berry trees, a nice group of what are they called, deer to hunt. He's building his houses to keep his population going. He's got 29, and it would not surprise me to see that he's at the top. Yeah, so him and Joffersloft are doing well. He's now on 31 because he's just ordered a couple more women, but he's already starting to transition to farming. This is a really, really good start from him. However, the person that he is most close to at the moment is this chap, Joffersloft, and he has got a great source of food there. Straight away, he's done really, really well. So we've got a chap here, Asclepios, is saying that for prey is in the worst place. So let's have a look and see if that's actually the truth. I don't know. He's isolated from everyone, which is not ideal. He doesn't have any stone. Oh, he's got some stone here, so that's not dreadful. I'm not sure why that's considered the worst place. I also have to say, I'm not sure. Oh no, there's some berries. Probably because there's no food nearby. So he's having. Oh wait, this isn't good news. Boudica coming straight past there, and not able to get. He had berry trees here, but he didn't go after those trees first. Is he going to get the upgrade? He's getting the berry upgrade, which makes sense. And he doesn't have a huge amount. What's say? Master Coach is near a bad place because he can't help his team. Oh wait a minute, I didn't realise it was a team game. So let's look at the diplomacy. So we've got 2 sets of Iberians, the Romans and the Mauryaans, and there. So that is. Let's just check the order. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's find out. Go through those. Like 1 is just here. He's Mauryaans. I think he's in a decent position. He's garrisoned his hero, and he's also garrisoned someone else's hero, which is pretty. Well, it's going to stop them from being killed, so that's a bonus. And we've got there number 2 is Mac Wolf. So on the opposite side, he's in a nice position, I think. Then up here, we've got the Camelius, and then Boudica. Oh no, it was Boudica. Caesar is the other one. So Caesar and Boudica right next to each other. That could be a really, really good position. Unfortunately, it's been paused by Joffersloft. and that's really frustrating when that happens. Why is he pausing the game? I don't know. Let's just have a look at the... Okay, so there it is. So they can now start to attack each other. This is very interesting play and quite aggressive play from CZ. He's building his houses out to expand his territory, and he's building a tower. Now, at the moment, this tower won't actually give much in the way of range, and you can see there it barely does anything at all. But he's building a watchtower here as well. That tower, once he phases up to phase 2, he will find that he gets loads of additional space, which will be useful. Of course, this is a classic Mauryan tactic. The beauty of the elephant is that you can go wherever you want basically and hunt. So he's made horsemen, which is smart because it will give him good access to the fastest food that you can get, and he can get them from anywhere on the map, which other people are not able to do. So he's actually got an enemy, is that there? So Master Coach, I think, who's up here. So he is... Yeah, I think he's got a really decent spot, actually. These women are a little bit isolated. I would have liked to have seen him build that house a little bit closer, because all it's going to take is for... Oh, I suppose. Yeah, so if we look from Boudica's perspective, all it takes is for him to go a little bit further north with 6 cavalry, and those women are all dead. Absolutely. But what's interesting is there's a massive gap here between... these two are like right on each other's toes, and yellow as well. So yellow's not part of that team, so Prey is in real potential difficulty, and we can see he's brought his hero out to cause some issues. He's obviously been attacking. He's trying to build his economy, which is sensible. That's all he can do at this stage. So he's just getting... Oh, yeah, all the women are dead, as you would expect. From there you can see they all died, which it's the risk of going out so far. But fortunately, before they died, they took quite a few of the berries. But he just doesn't have a great deal at this stage. He seems to have lost a javelin as well. No, he hasn't. That's in the civic centre. But yellow, yeah, is very, very isolated. The other people on his team, the green... Yofislov's up in the opposite corner, and yellow and red. So on the fact that he's got these two enemies right on his doorstep is going to be really difficult. These two are actually enemies, and the fact that they are on, or their borders are touching already, is... I can see there being some action here quite quickly in the game. So they got Viriato. He's really, really good. Actually, he's not that good a hero. I thought he was. He makes his troops a bit faster. If we look at as well the rivers, it doesn't appear that there are any... Oh, there are fish in them. So that also... Yeah, there are quite a few, in fact. So building a dock could actually be a really, really good way of getting food, particularly if you were to build it right next to this metal, then it has the double bonus of not just allowing him to use it to create fishing boats to go fishing, but also it will give him a storehouse. So what he could have done, rather than building this farmstead, he could have actually built a dock just there, and then would have been able to deposit his resources in there. He's got a few people gathering stone, which is sensible. He's already started producing quite a lot of troops, which is going to be important at this stage. You can see both sides are looking to enhance their defensive credit. They both built towers, and those are going to be pretty useful. So up here, I can see that we're going to have a flashpoint surely very, very early on. They've got a couple of towers shooting at one another. Which one is going to last longer, I don't know, but the one that does will be... It depends on which one wins. If the orange one, so Yofislov's, lasts longer, then that's great because he's secured this wood, whereas this tower is more for nuisance factor. It's not actually going to offer a huge amount. So he's got a load of skirmishers, and they're actually repairing this, so that's very, very smart. Could have done with depositing that stone first, though, because he's now going to run the risk that... and very cleverly, out comes the hero. The hero's going to start massacring those people. Out comes another hero. So, yeah, that's going to be... You can't really run the risk with your hero in a regicide game so early. Okay, that... I really do feel for the yellow player for Prey, is it? He's got a really, really terrible position down here. Very isolated. But he has been very, very smart. And this, as I was saying earlier, is the kind of tactic you can use. So he's seen that there's all of these deer around. So by simply building a dock, he can then access that. Docks are great because they don't have to be built within your territory either. The other thing that it'll offer him is a bit later on in the game. He can use it for trading as well. Okay, it sounds like there's some action somewhere, but where is it? It looks like it's here. It's a hero, and he is going after a lot of skirmishers. They need to... It's a good opportunity. If he could get his own hero, where is his hero? He needs to get his hero there, because if he had, there was a real possibility actually to do some serious damage to the ghoul hero. Okay, what's he got? Or they're trying to... This is another thing that you can do, which is quite clever, is you build a watchtower, a sentry tower, or guard tower, depending on how late on in the game you are. I think it's called a guard tower when you get there. Defense tower, sorry. And then we build as a watchtower next to it, because you can't build two sentry towers or whatever within a certain distance of one another, whereas there is no such limit on if you have watchtowers. So watchtowers... Oh, he started to bring some troops across. So Caesar, that's not Caesar. What colour is he? He's green. He's trying to take over the guard tower, and there's far too many troops. He can't do that. So he needs to get these towers built, though. Oh, this is quite a large group of troops. He's already upgraded, so he's gone to phase 2. This is going to be not good. So by going to phase 2, his troops will have greater health than the other troops. So he's still at phase 1, which means his troops, you'll see here, got a health of 50. These troops, well, the spearmen actually have got a health of 132, and the skirmishers have 60. This could be the end, actually. He needs to get a hell of a lot of troops out there and get them out there quickly, because if he doesn't, then these guys are going to be overwhelmed. Perhaps, yeah, it's tight. It's very, very tight, actually. And the fact that he's brought his hero in actually could be the difference. There's another hero coming in there, but you can't take the risk of losing the hero. That's what's so difficult with this. He can't seem to get these watchtowers built. He's constantly under pressure, under attack. How are they actually doing compared to one another? So Mac Wolf is only on 72. Well, Sneely's on 77, so there's not... So, he's trying to isolate a couple of people, and in isolating them, that's the end. Which is, yeah, very, very sensible. So all you need to do is, if you can just attract a couple, he's trying to take over the houses, but if he's not careful, this horse could be... He's already down to almost half. But if they were to attack these guys, they could actually finish them off, like quite a large group there. So these two are going to really struggle in terms of actually getting reasonable development, because they're going to be constantly harassing one another. They're going to be losing troops, and also while those people are fighting, they're not collecting resources. Obviously, this guy running off is not what he wants there. If he's not careful, that will be the end of him, and he can't afford to lose his hero. Obviously, his hero's down to 50% health. I don't even know where the other hero is. Let's have a look over here. He's quit. So Purple's hero died, and that's exactly what could have happened down here. As soon as you throw your hero into the attack, it'll give you a great attacking bonus, but in this case, it lost him lost him the game. So it's just saying solo your hero to FAC. GG. Didn't even use formation. Hero only had 200 hit points. or maybe he's saying that his own hero has only got 200 hit points left. Yeah, it looks very much that way. He's right down. Yeah, he managed to get his hero to safety, so it looked like there might have been an attack on that hero. Fishing boats here, very, very smart from Yellow. All he needs to do is, yeah, he needs to get these guys getting as much as possible. He's got 2 sets, and he's already collected that, so he's going to have plenty of food. He seems to have taken the most across the, let's see, and he's got a good group of cavalry here. The problem with that is he's got quite a lot of stuff that is a long way away from his base if he needs to defend it, and he doesn't have a huge number of troops. But I think he's in a reasonable spot considering the way that he started. He's under pressure. That's it. So he's going to need to work with the other with Master Coach to try and apply pincers to these two, but Master Coach just seems to be getting on with stuff nicely. He's not got a great population, so I'm not sure what's caused him to have such a low population compared to some of the other players. Actually, only Yofasloft and Bodica have got populations that you would expect, but he's at phase 2. We've got Yofasloft at phase 2. We've got this Snellius is at phase 2. He's going to phase 2. He's leaving things done. They're trying to keep population. What he needs to do is get as much stone as he can as early as possible. They're sending metal and resources to one another, which is very good, like team play. The thing as well, because I've forgotten his name. This guy, Macwolf, is Iberians. His other people, his teammates, are going to get a discount, yeah, like money off on their skirmishers. So you can see, but Athenians don't start with skirmishers. So this skirmisher is, or should be, cheaper than they would be, but perhaps that's it. What about the cavalry? Is the cavalry a skirmisher? Is he not on the same team? No, he's not. I've picked, no wonder he's not getting that. So, got the wrong person there. But skirmishers, so skirmisher cavalry should be cheaper. But they're unfortunately, they don't have any skirmishers. And then these should also be, skirmishers should be cheaper, but they're not because they are both Iberians. So I'm not sure quite what's happening there. I don't know if a team game, it doesn't work there in the same way, but normally Iberians offer a bonus to their teammates. So we can see, well, yeah, from here, Yellow has done pretty well to get a reasonable population. He's probably Caesar's slightly behind, but Bodica's like 50% higher. But that's the beauty of being. And we got a bit of a pause just going on. Okay. 3v3 we can go. What does that even mean? Yes or no, you have advantage. Of course they have an advantage. Anyone that's got the extra players will have advantage. That's the do it, because it's not even just that, it's the fact that you have more players, so more than what you can do is you can get your weakest players to simply just gather resources, and that way you're in a much stronger position. So even if you've got a weaker player, if they've got 200 people that are all just gathering wood and food and whatever, and then they're just handing that out to people, that's really, really helpful, as you can imagine. So we've got the Morians. I don't really like the Morians as a faction, but the good thing that they have got in this match, they've got the elephant factory, or elephant stables. That's going to be useful. So when he gets to phase 3, he will be able to get Indian war elephants. So as long as he can get some metal from somewhere, and they really do need to start trading as well. So it's going to be more difficult. Yeah, it's where can people actually trade. So Yofasloft and Master Coach are on the same team, so they're actually in great locations to trade with one another. because there's no one in between anymore. Now that purple is dead, they can just simply send things back and forth, and it looks as though Yoffislov has got the thing. So Yoffislov has got I don't know what it's called, the little dove or whatever it is that's here, and that allows you to see what all your teammates can see. We've got the same, yeah, so Master Coach has got the same, so he can see what's going on. Does yellow even have a market? Oh, no, I don't think yellow does. Oh yeah, they do, sorry, that's there, and they're just getting the dove right now. Let's see, if I hover over it, probably tells us what it's called. Cartography is what it's called, I suppose. In theory, it's got ability to make maps which your opponents can utilise. Not opponents, your teammates. He's waiting to get cartography, so he doesn't have... MacWolf only knows what he knows at the moment, and what he knows is that he is in a bit of trouble. So he's upgraded this tower. He's just trying to get the resources at the moment, I think, to upgrade the others, because he does really need to. The Britons, or the Gauls, sorry, are a really, really strong faction to be playing against. Yes, and he's got, he's got so much that he can go backwards, back into. He's completely safe in there, whereas he's just got the sea. And he didn't take advantage of that earlier by building a dock, which had he done so, he could have been getting this metal, and he could have been getting all of this food from the sea. That's been almost completely taken over by for prey. He's just going to have food galore. Right? He's in a great position. He's building as much as he can. He's not building any other ships, which could be useful at some point, because the fact they've got these, the way these rivers bisect the land, you have to cross between them on these sort of shallower parts here, and yeah, in doing so you can kind of police them. So just set up some guards and you police the whole thing, which is just a good way to get that. Okay, you're looking over here. It looked, I'm now not convinced, but it looked for a second as though Boudica was ready to get himself into an attacking position. He's building a lot of these. He's getting archers by the bucket loads. He's getting as many archers as he can. He's getting the metal here, which is absolutely critical. If he can get plenty of metal, he can make plenty of elephants, and he's just started building war elephants as well. There is the combination of elephants and archers is going to be very, very helpful. It looks like a trader down here, but it's not. He's just got 3 archers who are just staring at a house, and why not? So he's at 190. 190 seems like a reasonable number of troops. He's got 93 archers, which is going to be great in terms of attacking. So he's got a trader here for prey. Is trying to trade. Where the hell is he going to trade to? That's going to be fascinating, because I think realistically he's just going to lose that trader. I can't see that there's a way round. I don't know how he gets that trader to one of his teammates. Everyone's cut off, and it looks like he's decided that as well, because he's bringing the trader right back. But I think it's only a matter of time before we see an absolute onslaught here. Okay, he's building a load of barracks. We've got an elephant, and, well, he's got 2 that are already garrisoned. He's got another 2 on the way. Those elephants are going to literally bulldoze their way into here. They'll destroy the civic centre, or they're going to attempt to. And, yeah, it's going to be difficult. So with Civilisations here, he's going to want to make sure he's got plenty of skirmishers, which he does have at the moment. He's still only, he's only just going to phase 3, but has he got a decent amount of stone? Not really. He needs to up that stone dramatically. If he can do, then he can actually, because he's got a reasonable supply of stone, he can make catapults. And catapults against archers it'll be a massacre. The catapults will take out archers really, really quickly. He'll find it very, very difficult to bring those down. And here they come. This is going to be brutal. This could be the end of for prey, actually, because it looks like it's not just Boudica, but it's also going to be Caesar. Okay, and he's been attacked. So, yeah, this, I don't know how he, I honestly can't see how he can survive this. These archers, there's so many of them, it's going to be virtually impossible to stop them. Oh, he's given up? Like, that is... Let's look at it from Boudica's perspective. He can... Why is he moving the... Okay, he's just trying to get the other guys, like, try and take their interest, get these guys involved, and they're trying desperately. That's a lot of elephants to knock out though before the civic centre goes, and it's the problem. None of the resources were right by his civic centre. I can see this going rather badly. He's now attempting to. He's got. Oh, it's too late. They're long gone. This, I think, is the end of the prey. I can't see how he gets around this. Yeah, that isn't great. He's going to attempt to do so, but these archers, they don't have the greatest hit points, but they're just going to be incredibly irritating. Just constantly attacking from a distance. He's got his traders, they're hiding out, or they're dead or something, I'm not even sure what's going on. But yeah, the fact that he was spawned next to these two, unless, he looks like, yes, okay, the Spartans are coming from the north, and that could make a difference, but I think, to be honest, it's going to be too late. I don't see how they can, they'll have enough in them to do that. He's still got some cavalry there. So he's got a group of, there's 24 Skiritai commandos there, so they are going to be good. The Skiritai will absolutely massacre the archers, because they're heavy armoured. They'll probably be able to survive against the archers, and they will just they'll just brutalise them. But the fact that he's had to rebuild his civic centre is an absolute nightmare for Prey here. That's not what he wanted whatsoever. But he does appear to have found. He's lost some of his houses, which isn't ideal. They've been taken over by the other side, and that territory is pretty critical. We've got a fortress coming here, that's going to have rams. So, okay, we're finally, yeah, this is it. The Skiritai are going to be able to take it. All that would be helpful is if they took out the market as a key way that Caesar's going to need them to get food, but he's backing off. Okay, they need to finish. Oh, they have finished the fortress. Okay, now they need to get some rams, and they need to get in quickly because they're still. Okay, they've just built. They've only built a military colony because presumably that's all they could afford with the resources, and Boudica is well on top of things at the moment. Let's just check what the max pop is. Oh yeah, 220. Of course, you get a population bonus for the Mauryaans, which allowing him to be slightly above 200 at 219. Now he's just healing up his troops and trying to heal up his elephants as well. But yeah, this is. So he needs to try. He's lost control of the market, but he's still got control of this tower. So he could do with putting some extra buildings in between to try and give him more of a continuous sort of landmass. He's got another military colony out here, which is helpful. So even if he were to lose everything here and be pushed out, he has got somewhere to fall back to. And I think if he does, he has an ally not that far away, which is good. So how's Mac Wolf getting on over here? He's managed to survive that, which is very good. He's finally built his first dock. I have to say, not particularly impressed with the location. Could have put it just to the right, and that would have meant that he had a really short walk to mine that metal. But you know, what can you do? So, oh, is this a? Yeah, he's seen it. The skirmisher there, so he's trying to trade. I'm not sure where he's going to trade to and from because he's lost his market. But he's managed to set up a trade route, and now these guys, this could be where things change rather dramatically, because this is a large army, some catapults, and in tandem with this other thing. He's just building rams one by one, which is pretty sensible. I think they really needed to take out yellow. They didn't actually take out yellow, which could now come back to haunt them, because in not finishing him off, they're potentially under attack from two sides, whereas before they could have just looked to defend here. But he's very he's actually going, I don't know if he's just sacrificing Grey there, but Grey and Blue, who are teammates, Blue is sneaking, or attempting to sneak round the side. Okay, so they've just smashed something that was there. Is this a town centre? It is. So that civic centre for Yofrostov is going to push Caesar's territory right back. The territory he's gaining isn't particularly full of resources or anything, so it's not the end of the world. But this is going to be, this could be it for Caesar, because the good thing, or the thing that Spartans have, is the best swordsman in the game, or the best swordsman infantry, not champions. Obviously there are champion swordsmen that are better, but he's got a large group of those. He's now starting to take over his houses. He's lost, if we have a look, he's on a population of 139. Master Coach is playing the Spartans. It's a good 20 troops ahead, and it's a strange choice that he would decide to take the houses. If he could take out, this would be the sensible thing to be taking out, the tower and the market. You take out the tower and the market, the tower will stop him from defending so well, and the market will stop him from trading, which he might use to gather resources, so just to sell the excess food that he's got and buy wood, because it doesn't look like he's he's got actually a reasonable amount of wood. This is where it's going to become very difficult. You'll see that Blue is sending a load of archers, but they are, oh no, they're not, they're spearmen, which is good, but the archers are of little to no use. They're not going to be able to do anything against the rams. But up here, he is trying to counter-attack, but he has to basically get through that. Does he have any troops here? He's not got a lot in the way of troops, so are they now moving back in the other direction? That looks like they might be, they're making a more defensive line of things. We've got, he's got 3 rams that are not currently actually doing a great job of knocking down this CC, and these guys, with the number of archers, there's very little that you can do. You have like 100 older archers, by the time anyone gets anywhere near them, they're already dead, and the Spartan thing is in real trouble now. They are in huge difficulty. He's got a group of things. How they're going to get all of these things, I don't know. Okay, where's that catapult sound coming from? They managed to knock out the civic centre of black, so this is where the archers are just superb. They're going to offer long-range support, and it will be very long-range support, which means that you won't be able to attack the elephants. So they can't. Normally, the elephants can actually be taken out relatively quickly, but these guys that are trying to take out the elephants are going to be massacred by the archers. Although, fortunately, they've been distracted for a little while, and that may be just enough. Oh, it's going to be tight. Let's see if they can hold on. It really is going to be tight. These guys have stopped the archers from shooting the guys that are shooting the elephant, which is good, but what's going on here? These guys... Okay, so he's got his catapults, but his catapults are actually being captured at the minute. So Master Coach is pausing and unpausing it all over to try and make it do something. The game appears to be... Oh no, it is actually going. Okay, if he can he needs to take out the elephant, and he's done enough. The elephant is backing off, because it's the last elephant that he has, and if he's the most important thing for them to get here, that's all it will take. Go on. He's got him. Now they just need to basically back off, get into the civic centre, and they're doing exactly that. And in doing so, this group of archers that was at one point 106. It's only come down to 103 because they were focused on the elephants so much. But that now these archers though are going to be caught out by a large group of slingers. I think this could be the end for these archers. It's a really good, strong force, but you look, they're being attacked now from both sides. And much as he tries to run away, I think Boudica is going to be in finding it really difficult. He could see those troops get absolutely smashed to bits. What he needs is to try and get a few of these. If he can just get a couple, he's got. So you'll see. They will, if they get there, actually be able to take out the archers relatively quickly. But it's going to be a hell of a battle here. It really is going to be. What will he be able to survive? I don't know. Well, there's Red, whose master coach, is throwing some more people into the battle. If we have a look, his barracks are producing skirmishers as quickly as he can, and he's just trying to get there. Because if they can get this group with limited casualty, you can see it's half, and they will start to just fall away once it reaches like a critical mass. It becomes like a tipping point, and the archers are not able to defend against the pikemen and everyone else. And this is it. This could be the end for them. They're going to maybe be a handful of them will survive, but this is just insane. Now, Camillus is just saying that archers are a joke. By that, I'm not sure if he's saying because they're so weak when there are so many of them, or because they have such long range that you can't get near them. I really don't know what he means by it, but he's going to survive. And let's have a look what's going on. There are more elephants coming out, so it's not the end of the world actually. He's played that really, really well, and they've managed to destroy destroy the catapult. What have we got? So yeah, he was saying, based on that, if they're not mercenaries, yes, they're a joke. He's saying it's because they're weak. He lost 70 odd, which is a pretty phenomenal defeat. And what he's trying to do now is build this wall of houses again. He had that previously, and it just slows down the attack somewhat. Blue, I don't know if... Does he even have a civic centre? Oh, he does. He's got a new civic centre here. And it looks as though, or it looked as though, perhaps it's not, he's going to try and take out Yellow again. But Yellow now, he's building a load of catapults, and now we can see the pincer be applied. Will they be able to reinforce quickly? So Red is not building anything. I don't think he has. He's got plenty of food, he's run out of wood, he's run out of stone, he's got metal, but he can produce... If he gets some stone together, he can produce some rams. But this is where the action is going to be happening now for a while. If he's able to get these catapults, so he's building 5. If he gets those set up, he can knock down this civic centre in absolutely no time. Particularly if there is real hassle from the other side. What are those? A group of slingers. Slingers are going to be useful. They've got an ability to attack. Or whatever they're called, to attack buildings, which is helpful. And just over here, we've still got, there is a bit of action going on, but it's pretty much a Cold War. They're just building up their armies and kind of staring at one another. Boudica is unhappy with his archers because they're as slow as hell as well. Let's have a look. Well, they're not that slow. He's managed to replenish them to some extent. I'm interested to see once the catapults are set up. And that's the end. He really needs to get his hero to attack this this catapult. Not catapult. More than anything, he has to stop that. Stop the ram, and he's not. He's wasting his time attacking a... Okay, fortunately the ram... Oh, the ram's being killed by the catapults. I thought they were packing up, but they're not, quite sensibly. But now this, I think, is going to be pretty much the end. And this could actually be the end full stop, because once they're gone... Oh. And Sorry, there wasn't a Cold War. Oh no, it was a Cold War. Or was it? He's lost his civic centre somehow. So something happened because he lost a civic centre. It was there. And it's probably due to rams, and there are rams coming again. So, yeah, sorry, we can't watch everything. There's too much, unfortunately, going on. But it looks very much like the game is coming to an end for the team that started here. These guys, if they had just completely taken out yellow, then there would have been a real opportunity, I think. But this is just not. I mean, if we look at the population for Caesar, he's down to 79. It's not great, has to be said. I don't know, they're not really able to repair the civic centre. He's managed to build a reasonable amount of territory, get that amount back, but much of it has been picked off by orange. Red are now starting to come in over here, which is, you know, good. That's going to make it difficult. The archers are just running back now, just desperately trying to get into the civic centre. If only, right, they really need to get some kind of siege weapons in to take out that civic centre. If they do so, then it looks decent. For them. Orange again, the office loft pulling together very, very well. What do we have here? Oh, they're trying. It looks like they're actually trying to capture. Oh no, and I think that was the decision of whoever the grey player is, Caesar, was actually to destroy that civic centre rather than allow it to fall into enemy hands. Kind of scorched earth policy, as made famous by both the Soviets and the Nazis. So they've just stopped people basically using the things. This looks bad for blue. He's able to produce these with these archers, but I don't know. Has he gone for the? There is an archer upgrade. He hasn't gone for the archer upgrade, which would have given him an extra range. And I think they sacrifice a little bit of health though. These guys. This is a big army that is looking particularly damaged at this point, so but the fortress is going. Blur, I feel bad for Mac Wolf because we haven't been able to watch his game at all, but he has clearly performed very, very well against green, and now, I mean, Snellius is absolutely trapped. Suddenly the map looks completely different. This is where it's all going. They are absolutely destroying. So the office loft has sent Master Coach a load of wood. In doing so, Master Coach can produce some rams, and the first thing he's done is do exactly that. And they're just now, he's trying to get his troops to take out some of these archers, but they're just producing large numbers of archers, and it's very, very difficult to stop those. Okay, they're trying again to take over. Oh, actually, are they? Maybe they're not. No, they're not. Oh, they are. No, they're attacking it. So sorry, I thought that's it. And that's the end now for Grey. Has a tiny bit of territory. He has a little bit of food, a little bit of wood, but this is his territory. It's basically a few farms with nothing to deposit the food in, and some barracks. And he's going to come under attack. Now Boudica's going to be under attack from at least 3 different enemies, because now we have just seen that Snellius has lost his hero, so he's gone. So apologies for not being able to see that part of the game, but that's it. So now it is Boudica essentially on his own. The fortress that's coming in here is it's a Joffa's Loft fortress. I've forgotten who he is. Athenians, I think. Yeah, he is Athenians, isn't he? Yeah, so he's going to have catapults, which are going to come from that. Well, yeah, yellow should have been taken out of the game like very, very early. He wasn't, and now this looks, I don't know how he continues there. Okay, they're saying he's going to defend this castle. So he tried to defend a fortress that cost him his cost him his hero. I mean, this is a great delay. The light blue player, I've forgotten his name again. Mac Wolf has done really, really well. He was under real pressure, fell behind, and managed to turn that around. So sadly, won't get to see what caused that, but what caused the turnaround and how he performed really well. Okay, we've got these sword cavalry. They are sword cavalry from the looks of things. Just check, yeah. So they're going to attempt to take out the catapults, but as long as he can defend the catapults, it's fine. Okay. Their trade route is, at the moment, being sabotaged somewhere. Not sure exactly where, but this doesn't look good for blue. I think blue could really just resign at this point. But he's got some sword cav. He's going to attempt to take out the catapults, but overall there's 8 catapults from the yellow player. There's rams coming through from the Spartan player, who is Master Coach. He's also, they're just pushing them into a corner. There wasn't that long ago that Boudica was 50 troops clear of everyone else. He's got the smallest population, bar Caesar, and he's on his own. Because Caesar's 20 troops. I don't even know where they are. Is it possible even to see where they are on the map? Okay, it looks like they are just sitting in houses, maybe. I don't even know where. You can't even see where they are. I've absolutely no idea. But wherever his 20 population, his citizens are, it's only a matter of time before they're killed or whatever. I don't think they're going to find a place to build a new civic centre. In fact, I don't think he's even has the resources to do that if he wanted to. So, yeah, particularly as it's much more difficult for. Whoa! Frey lost his hero. Wow. Well, that changes things. That really does change things. That was totally unnecessary. And these catapults that were doing such a wonderful job are now, that was so stupid. Now the catapults are turning on the people that were there. He now has to destroy them. They were really, really useful. Okay. How are they going to... They're still going to win, I would imagine. Yeah, here comes blue. Now that he's deposed his enemy. Jeez, this... Oh, how did he do that? Once this... once this civic centre's gone, which it's not going to go now, and they're losing that siege, or that array of siege weapons is now going to see just what damage that's made. I mean, he's got a couple of things coming here. He probably hasn't actually got space in his population. Mac Wolf's right at the top. Yopper's at maximum pop, so he can't even produce some catapults, which must be annoying. Boudica is continuing to produce these raiding cavalry, I think it is, that they're getting, it looks like, yeah. So these sword cav, which is really useful. They need those to take out the rams and to take out the catapults that he's knocking down these military colony, but what they really need is to build them something like that themselves. If they can get it together. This is so. Yeah, I mean, it is the end. It's done. So I'm not sure why they're still playing on, but they are. Oh, Mac Wolf! Shit! It's 2v2. Sorry, I know why they're still playing on it. I thought it was 3v1, but it's not. It turns out that that really does change everything. Oh god. So I thought it was all over. Now they're going to have to try and take out Mac Wolf, who had done so well. He's got this. Oh geez, that really has thrown the cat among the pigeons. Very, very stupid from Prey to lose that that hero. That has cost them dramatically. This game was almost over. It was all but done, and now it's not. I don't know where are Caesar's people? Where are these? Where are his soldiers? Where has he got some? Are they over here? Does that look like that's? No, I don't know what he's doing. Is he just? There's some. Okay, so if he now can go and just take over the other thing, he can build another fortress. This, wow, this could. On the plus side, it's going to extend the game, and on the downside, it's going to extend the game. I was kind of ready to draw this to a close, but now it begins again. So what can they do? Can Orange hold out? Here is going to be a concerted attack from both the light blue and the dark blue, so Team Blue we could call them, although they're not just the blue team, because also you've got now like he had a population of bugger all, like 20, and that's 3 of them there. So, and then there's 11, so it's going to be much more difficult. They need to be able to take out if they're going to have a chance now. Yoffersloft and Master Coach have to take out one of the players. They have to take out Blue, ideally, I think, as the weakest one. They came so close to doing it and didn't quite manage it. And these reinforcements may just be too late. He's having to actually... He's pulling his troops together. What do we have here? A lot of slingers. So these guys, there's a lot of rams. That's 5 rams, I think. Yeah, 5 rams. And do they have any troops in? Nope. Okay, this is interesting now, because the rates of exchange, he's managed to, in exchange for 500 metal, get 707 stones. That's a really good exchange. So that's smart. What's he got here? Again, there's not any... Okay, you can stop him from getting metal here by killing these guys, which it looks like he's going to do. But this... Yeah, I don't know how they're going to be able to stop these rams. Building a couple of temples to try and heal up his troops. These guys are going, and actually, if they do lose this area of the map, it really changes the nature of the game completely. Okay, here he's done well. We've killed off part of the economy, and he just needs to destroy this civic centre. Boudica is short on wood, so would he be able to... He doesn't have enough. He's well short of the wood required to rebuild his civic centre. So what these guys need to do, what are they? They are... He doesn't have any melee troops, which is what he needs to take out the rams, and there aren't any there. Okay, will they be able to take out the cavalry to allow the rams in to... I mean, if this ram that we've got here, if it was just take out this house, and then it would have a direct route to there. It's... I don't... It's strange. I think it's getting to the point where I'm not sure that I can see a way that Yoffersloft and Master Coach can win this. I think they're going to lose the rams because he's got so many sword cavalry, and this ram is, again, it just needs... Okay, they're taking out that. That's a smart move. Like, it will take slightly longer to take out the the barracks than it would to take out a house. But in doing so, it stops him from producing troops so quickly. So well done. These guys now, the slingers, are fighting under the aura, or the slingers of Yofasloft are fighting, but these guys are under the aura of their temple, so they're going to be being healed all the time as well. This is going to be really, really tight. They have to make sure that this civic centre goes. If it goes, then they suddenly are back in with a chance, and it looks very much like it's going to. Because if the civic centre doesn't go, they've really thrown so much into it in terms of the rams. There are a lot of that, and that's exactly what they needed to do. Now he needs to get these rams out of there before they're just destroyed. But that's good. That's changed things again. That was a good move. Let's have a look from Bodica's perspective. He's only got a population of 112. If we look, Master Coach is on 150, Matt Wolf's on 200, Yofasloft's on 178, and Bodica's on 111. Okay, he's trying to keep his hero safe. They need to rebuild a civic centre, but I don't think he has the resources to do it. Let's have a look. He does. Okay, he's got the resources, so he needs to get on with doing that. Losing this ram is not something that he wants to do. He could do with getting these guys, instead of just them hanging out, they could do with actually attacking something or doing something. They're just not doing anything. Okay, what's happened to... Here's a nice little... Caesar's doing a nice little job of building up his army. He's got 24 people now. Well done. Okay, is Bodica going to be in a position? He's lost control of the barracks. Okay, Bodica has to be finished off now. So because he's lost, there's no loyalty on those barracks. They need to reroute as many troops as they can to take out these guys while he's unable to replenish them. Because at the minute, these 111, whatever it is, troops are all that he has, quite literally. And this small group of people that are doing nothing, like particularly these guys, is really unhelpful. He's bringing what look like, more skirmishers, so they could do with something maybe a bit stronger than that. But if this goes up, which it's about to, then they're back in the game, and that's it. That was your window there. That was your window opportunity has just gone. Does he have? He's got stuff to. He could build rams, so he does have. He does have the wood and the metal. He's got plenty of food. He could do with getting some more troops, possibly. Are these barracks going up? They are. Okay, Yofasloft has decided he's going to have to go for a strong attack. What he has here, he's got a guy who's watching to see if anyone's going to come and attack his base. He's still got really, really strong resource gathering. So the fight continues to be in this area of the board. Grey is just getting a few bits here and there. Okay, are they going to be able to... Is he going to produce... They're now in a position where they are actually... if he kills the women and can stop them getting food, he hasn't managed to do that. Mac Wolf is sending resources, so the thing that they need to try and do is, if they can, take out this area, but there's just nothing to be gained from that. Like, he's going to be... Like, before Caesar gets his economy back up, I mean, he's only on 28 people, so he's hardly, doing particularly great stuff at them, but he could just produce as many women as you like and just get them chopping wood, and that is what he's doing. He's only actually being held back at the moment, really, by the fact that he needs to build some houses. If he was able to take over some other houses somewhere, he would be in a great position's excessive. Okay, can he destroy this barracks this time? Or garrison it? Even better, he's garrisoned it. Okay, so that's good. Well done, he's got the barracks. So that's going to reduce the ability of Bodica to actually improve his, replenish his army. Okay, he's now... I mean, they've got one back, so he can get another one. Which... No, there's 8. And there as well, there's more groups of archers coming. That is... it's just bedlam. Okay, again, the problem here is that there's not enough pikemen able to destroy the rams. Got troops coming in from the north who are going to try and take out these archers. If they can get close to them, they can do that. These guys not being helpful whatsoever. But this is of no use, just waving at stuff, and it's frustrating when that happens. But all of his troops here have been killed by the archers, which is what happens. So this is going to be, I think this could, the battle is swinging 100% in the other direction. I thought for a second it looked like Yaroslav had resigned, which wouldn't be the worst decision to be. I don't see a way back. The fact they haven't managed to quite kill off Boudica, so he can just keep supplying those archers, is causing real problems for them. But if he's not smart, Viriato is being hit a lot. If he thinks he's being very, very clever because he's got him dancing around and he's not being hit all that much, but he is still being hit. And if he gets this ever so slightly wrong, he's on 212. Okay, he's running him away now. He's realised that that's getting close to the end. He can't just allow that to happen. But he's... Viriato... Is that Viriato dying? It is! Oh... How... Yeah, he took too much of a chance, and that's the end. Amazing. All came down to that. If he doesn't allow Viriatos there to get killed, then Boudica doesn't need to resign. But gee, just at the point they were actually really starting to push back as well. So, wow, what a game. That said, I mean, it looks like, okay, this thing's been ended, but actually he was building up his army again. Jesus. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was another Tom Zero AD live, just me commentating on some games that are going on, and I quite like doing this, so I might do a few more. So take care, and I'll see you next week.